evening, good evening, good evening. It's Thursday, and we're a little bit late. We apologize. Um, my favorite person is on her way down right now. Um, you know what time it is. It's time for Thursday Night Convo, right? So it's a conversation about all things relationships. I am going to take a moment to share this. I'm asking you if you would also take a moment to share it. I want to try to get as many people into the conversation as possible. I like these times where we kind of get to. You could put that. Just throw that on that other chair. So it's not. You might need it. Okay. Conversation about all things relationships. Let me move over so you can get in here. We gotta be a little close, I guess, today because I didn't move the camera back, so we might not be in camera all the way. It's all good. So how you guys doing? Who we got with us? Let us know who you are. Say what's up. Let me send this to. Can you share it?
Sure. Hi, everybody. You did the thing.
What did I do?
Good evening, good evening, good evening.
I did?
Yes, you did. I heard you upstairs.
It's all good. I'll say something different next week.
Don't say anything. Just start. What's up, everybody?
Say what's up, everybody?
Whatever.
Okay. All right. I'll say that next time.
How's everybody doing today? This week?
I did say I did ask people to share it, right? I should probably follow my own advice. If this is your first time, which I don't know that we have any first time folks, but if it's your first time, let us know that it's your first time hanging out with us. What are you looking for?
What is that? Is that Denali?
That's still live, yeah. I'm actually going to share it from YouTube. What we got? Kevin Williams, good evening. Good evening, Kevin, and welcome. I don't recognize that name, so welcome to Thursday Night Convo. This is a conversation that we have literally about all things relationships. So just to give some folks some context, we are big on relationships. We are big on conversation. Anybody who's around us have heard us say the 3 words, and those of you who have been with us before, you can repeat it right now. 1, 2, 3. Have a conversation. Everybody who's been around us know that we say those 3 words. If we've said it once, we've said it 1,000,000 times. So what we chose to do in this particular space is to come down here and actually have a conversation. Mm-hmm. We often don't know what we're going to talk about. It's a conversation, good, bad, funny, ugly, whatever the case may be. And we have that conversation with and in front of you. Just to let people know that conversations can happen. All kinds of conversations should happen. They need to happen. You can go, because you're moving the camera.
Go lay down.
You can sorry about that, folks. We have a dog who just doesn't listen. All right, you can have those conversations, and those conversations can be great, and you can still be a team afterward, right? So that's what it is. We want to start out with sharing something that we're very excited about. So let me just share this, and then we'll get into the conversation. January 30th, 2021. We need you, if you have not registered already, we need you to register for this event. It is the Have a Conversation Marriage Forum.
Yay.
Between the Sheets. We are excited about this one. Those of you who were with us in August, you can attest to the fact that the Have a Conversation forum in August was phenomenal. Right? Would you agree?
Yeah.
And this one is going to be no different. We will be announcing the lineup next week. The one in August, the lineup was just amazing. So we'll be announcing the lineup this next week for the Between the Sheets forum. And it is exactly what you think it is. It is a candid conversation about all things sex and relationships. That is an important topic. I think it's a topic that gets glossed over. I think it's a topic that, especially in the faith-based community, it's a topic that's pretty taboo. Mm-hmm. And if it is talked about, it's just this conceptual knowledge that you can't do anything with when you go home. That is not going to be this kind of forum. It is going to be a deep dive. It is going to be candid conversations. We have some speakers that are really going to go in depth. You will leave this looking at your spouse saying, yep, that's our goal. So we want you to register. If you haven't registered already, denali.org/between the sheets. It's going to be amazing. It's going to be amazing. All right. So let's get into the conversation. I got a question I want to ask you. We may have some guests tonight. I'm not sure yet. We might have some folk.
Okay. What's the question?
The question I want to ask you is there anything that you have felt about me or thought about me that you've never said to me? Doesn't matter, good, bad, indifferent, anything that you haven't said to me.
Ever? Like this whole 20 years?
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of anything.
Do you can't think of anything?
Not off the top of my head.
I think we're at a place now where we don't do that, right? The reason why I ask that though is because, in dealing with couples, we talk to couples all the time. You find these things coming out, right? In some of these coaching sessions that sometimes in my mind, I'm kind of scratching my head. I'm like, how come you didn't say that? Mm. Like, even if it was a tough thing, like, how come you didn't say that?
Yeah.
Right? So I think part of what I want to discuss tonight is how do you, and this might be difficult for us maybe because I don't think it's a challenge for us per se.
But how
do you break something difficult to your spouse?
Oh.
Like some people will be, I'm sure some people that are on here now will be like, just come out and say it. But.
Well, I don't think everybody probably thinks that. I don't think.
Donnell, good evening. Now, I'm going to jack this name up, and I apologize because this is one of our folks that is with us all the time.
EO.
Hello from Virginia. What's happening, family? Thank you for joining us. Please forgive me because I know I didn't say it right. And if I did, wow, praise the Lord. I'm gonna run around the building when I'm done. But how do you do that, right? So I'm kind of piggybacking on last week. Those of you who were with us last week, we talked about
me gaining weight.
Right. See what I'm talking about, y'all? see, I'm already under the chopping block.
He talked about me being fat.
The title was, "Babe, You're Overweight, and I'm not attracted to you anymore." So we're talking about how to tell your spouse certain things that may hurt their feelings or that may, bring up some emotions that we really don't want to deal with. He said I got it right.
Oh, good.
That's okay. What's up. All right. So how do you do that, right? Because piggybacking off of last week, we're talking about being overweight, right? Which for me, even though I said last week it's a difficult thing for me, that it would be difficult for me to say that, to just come out and say that to you. Mm-hmm. That issue is really a trivial, if you will, issue compared to some other things that you may have to come out and say to your spouse.
Yeah.
Right? So in our when we do our communication seminar, we always start off with the question, should you talk to your spouse about everything and anything? So I just want to pose that to the folk that are watching right now. Just put in the chat if you believe, yes or no. Do you believe that you should talk to your spouse about, should you tell your spouse everything? I'm curious to see what people have to say about that.
So ask your question again to me.
What, have you told me something?
Yeah. So you said, have I?
Is there anything that you have never told me about me?
Yeah, no.
A feeling that you have about me? No?
I don't think so.
Anything you were disgruntled about? Anything that I could have done better that bothers me? Any of that kind of stuff?
I don't think so.
No?
But you were saying something else, though. And I don't think you finished what you were saying.
I was?
After that. You said... Well, you were going to explain... I don't know.
Oh, okay. So this is where I was going. There are certain things, like last week, what we talked about, I feel like is a trivial situation, right? But there are some situations that are not trivial, right? And for those of you who are watching, let us know. Should you, that's the question. Should you talk to your spouse about everything? Should you tell your spouse everything? That's a trivial thing, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in our relationship seminars about communication, that's how we started off with that question. And then as people are kind of thinking about their answer, yes, you should, no, you shouldn't, I give a scenario to kind of sweeten the pot. And here, I'm going to give you the scenario, and then you can answer the question if you haven't answered it already. Here's the scenario. I'm working for a company.
Go.
I'm working for a company, and at this company, I have to work very closely with a female. So I'm on this group project. We're on this initiative together. We're working through this initiative, and I'm working with this young lady. And we're working closely together, many hours in boardrooms and conference rooms and meetings and on the phone and going to different venues and different things together. I'm spending a lot of time with this young lady. And over time, I begin to get some kind of feelings. I mean, I'm kind of with her all the time. We're laughing and joking, and it's harmless. But now I feel like I'm developing something. Nothing has happened. But just in my mind now, I'm looking at her differently than I did when we first started working together. Can I come home to my wife and say, babe, listen, I just want to let you know, nothing has happened, but I've been working with this girl for X amount of months, weeks, whatever it is. And I feel like, I don't know. I just feel like I'm developing something for her. Nothing's happened, but I just want to tell you.
Mm-hmm. What?
So while I wait for people to react to that, I want you to give me your reaction. Give me your honest, knee-jerk reaction to me coming home and saying that to you.
I would my first knee-jerk reaction would probably be like, what are you talking about? Like, how? Honestly, until I sat down and thought about it.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that, I don't know. I think that a lot of times we feel like because we're now married,
mm-hmm.
that we can't see anything else.
Mm-hmm. That's a good point.
Right?
That's a good point.
I think that, I don't know. I can't imagine it, so honestly, I don't know.
Let's talk about that, though, because I think that is a misconception, or I think that is a unrealistic expectation that we put on our spouses.
What I think, though, is that people feel like once you're married, you no longer can see an attractive woman or an attractive man.
Mm-hmm.
And I think where the issue comes in is, what is your next thought after that?
Okay.
Because I think if your next thought is, you know, wow, she really looks amazing, I would really love to get with her, that's a problem.
So,
but if it's just, wow, she's attractive, and you keep it moving, then you're doing what your body was your eyes and your brain was naturally created to do, see things. You know what I'm saying?
do you agree or disagree? Let us know. Nobody's talking back to us right now. I need you to talk back to me if you're out there.
But is this where you were going with
This is where I'm
conversation?
going. This is where I'm going. Yes, this is where I'm going. So what you just described, right, is the difference between someone being attractive and you being attracted to someone.
Yes.
Those are two different things. We lump them all in the same boat.
Agreed.
So if I say, man, that woman is attractive, that's a problem for a lot of folks.
Yeah.
Like, that's going to start a huge fight.
Yeah.
What you looking at? Why are you looking? You should be... What?
Yeah.
What?
You're loud.
Well, that's because you're right next to me. That's, you don't want to be close to me? Come on now. That's, But that will cause a big situation.
So what is your scenario? Which one of those is your scenario?
Okay, so me coming home from work.
Yeah.
It's kind of a combination of both.
Okay. I think I would feel, if it's a combination of both, I would probably feel like, what is going on? What happened? Where did this come from? What is wrong with us that you would even feel attracted to someone else?
Okay. What's up, Car? She said she agrees.
Yeah. I would start to question that and ask you, like, what made this happen? Like, why are you now attracted to someone else?
Okay, and I appreciate that you would want to dialogue with me, right? But I really want to know. Let me see what let me throw this up on. Lenny and I got made fun of when we first got married because he came in and told me about some girl that was fine while I was at the hairdresser. I don't see nothing wrong with that. That's just me, right? So I look at it like this.
Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Say
also,
what you're saying.
Here's another thing too.
Mm-hmm.
I know Lenny and I know Cara, right? So I know that Lenny tells Cara, at least I hope he does. I'm pretty sure he does. Cara, you look good. You're fine. I'm glad you're my wife, blah, blah, blah. That, I think, makes a difference.
Okay, I see where you're going.
Because I feel like...
Because if it's not happening at home...
If it's not happening at home,
okay.
If your spouse is not telling you how good you look, how great you look, how, they can't wait to get in there, or can't wait to get in the bed, or whatever phrase that you all use, and then they come home and tell you that this, man, she looks good, or she's fine, that's a problem.
Okay, I'm with you. I got you, and I agree with you. What's up, Cynthia? What's happening? If you're not following Cynthia and James Green,
follow them.
You need to follow them.
They're amazing.
Go ahead and follow them. I mean, don't leave the live right now, but make sure afterward that you go check them out. I was cool with it.
He came home to me.
I was cool with it. He came home to me. So I agree with you, right? So there has to be that balance.
Right.
You can't not tell your wife how attractive she is,
Absolutely,
but then come to
not.
her and be like, so and so is attractive, because
Absolutely.
Women are little.
It's not just women.
I'm sorry. As soon as I said that, I was like, oh, that's not.
No, I don't think that it's just
women.
Quick. Wouldn't you feel some kind of way if I did that?
I would feel some kind of way. Absolutely. Yeah. Absolutely. Only reason I said that, I started to say it that way, is because I was posing the question to you. Mm-hmm. I'm coming home to you, saying to you that I'm attracted to this woman. Mm-hmm. I find her attractive. I feel there's some kind of feelings that I feel for her. Mm-hmm. Phaedra, what's Phaedra saying? I want to say, yes, you should be able to open and honest
and share with your spouse everything. However, the example you gave about being attracted to someone, I don't think it's necessary to share that. especially if it's not someone you have feelings for. But I think your scenario is that you did have feelings for this person.
I feel like I'm beginning to feel something.
Then it may make the other spouse feel like it's deeper than it really is and create a situation when there is nothing. So I guess my answer is yes and no.
So that's interesting. And here's the thing. When we do our communication seminar, there are people who are like, no, I would not come home and say that. Right? I think that you have to know your spouse.
Yeah, definitely.
But here's the flip side of that, right?
Because some spouses, hold that, what you're about to say. Some spouses are like, Kara, I know he's coming home to me, so whatever. And then there are some spouses where, yes, they know that their husband or their wife is coming home to them, but still the sensitivity in them is heightened. They're more sensitive. And so there's just some things that you just can't say to them. Okay. And it's not a right or wrong. It's just how people are built.
This is what it is.
Yeah.
But in the scenario that I gave you, though, I'm coming home to you telling you more than that. So what Lenny did was he said some girl was fine. Mm-hmm. He didn't say he had no feelings for her, though. So what I'm coming home and telling you is I feel like there are some feelings developing. Yeah. Which means I'm moving now from you're attractive to I'm attracted. Because those are two different things. Yeah. Right? I love cars. Mm-hmm. I love Lamborghinis. I'm not gonna steal and break in and drive everyone that I see. Right? Mm-hmm. But me saying that I love them does not diminish the fact that I am grateful for the car I already have. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
I'm saying that to say that you could say all day long that somebody's attractive. Mm-hmm. I don't think that has any bearing on your relationship. That just means your eyes work.
Right. That's what I'm saying.
But what I'm getting at with you, though,
I understand.
And Phaedra was saying maybe you shouldn't say anything. I feel like the flip side, you got to know your spouse, yes. Mm-hmm. The flip side is that something that I should keep from you? Do you feel like that's something I should keep from you? My specific scenario.
If you're becoming attracted.
Yes.
To, I don't think so, because like we say in our seminars, then that gives me the opportunity to figure out what's going on with us that would make that even happen. Mm-hmm. And also to cover you where I can when I know that you're going to be around this person. Okay. If that's possible, because I don't work with you. So if this is someone at work, then there's only so much I'd be able to do.
Eob said, I want to say I agree, but I want to say, no, I don't agree at a certain level.
Yeah.
And listen, you're not alone, right? I chose that scenario, and I posed that scenario in our conferences for a reason, because that's a really tough one.
Yeah.
So if you're answering the question, should you tell your spouse everything? That is a tough scenario, because we're not always thinking that. We're thinking, oh, should I tell her? If she asks, do I look fat in this dress? Should I say yes or no? That's the kind of stuff that we're thinking. But this is a big one,
right? Because
it happens.
Yeah.
And here's why. I'm going to tell you why I believe that I should come to you. Mm-hmm. I believe that I should come to you because what happens when you don't is that you try to figure it out on your own, which 9 times out of 10 does not work out the way you intend.
How do you think, though, that people try to figure it out on their own?
Yeah. Keeping something from someone opens doors for trouble. I agree with that.
Yeah.
So how do people work it out on my own? So let's say I don't tell you. Mm-hmm. I still work with this person every day closely, right? So I may do one of two things. One, I may just be reckless and just go with it. Go with the flow. 2, I become awkward. Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And the awkwardness creates a scenario that sometimes that can also spiral out of control.
Yeah.
So the awkwardness can do one of two things. The awkwardness can tear up your work relationship. And now your performance and different things of that nature that have nothing to do with the relationship are in jeopardy. Or the awkwardness can force you to do A, which is go with the flow.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say it's a lose-lose, because there are people who have the willpower to be like, you know what, this is ridiculous. I'm not doing it.
And also, I think too that the awkwardness can be brought home. You can
can be brought home.
Start acting weird and awkward around me, and I'm like, what is your problem? Why are you acting like this?
Exactly.
Yeah.
And so for me personally, I would rather avoid all that. Now, here's the flip side of knowing your spouse, and this is why I asked you to be honest about your knee-jerk reaction. You need to know your spouse so that you know when is the right time to say that, and when is the wrong time. Because if you have a spouse that goes from 1 to 100 in a split second, and you catch them at the wrong time, you get your head chopped off.
Yeah.
Even if nothing happened, right? And so I think that's what makes that scenario so tough. For instance, in this situation you definitely need to share, since it doesn't seem like you are going to stop working with this lady. I think it shows that you care about your relationship and you recognize someone coming in to cause a divide. I agree with that.
Yeah. I
believe your spouse will appreciate sharing. Yeah. Now here's the thing: some spouses won't appreciate it. And we kind of,
don't think?
Well, not initially. And that's, again, goes back to me asking you what your knee-jerk reaction was. Some spouses, I think, initially will get on the defensive because here's the thing, right? As human beings, we hear something like that. The first thing our mind is going to go to is, where is our relationship going? Is our relationship in jeopardy?
Right. Yes.
Even if I tell you nothing happened. That's just the human nature.
Nothing happened, but you're attracted.
But I'm gaining some feelings. Yeah. You would think, okay, what is happening to our relationship?
Absolutely, I would think that. Right. Yeah.
So you just said, I think spouses should be totally honest with each other and talk about anything. Yeah. I told my husband, do not let me walk out of our home looking crazy. I know that's right.
Right.
I know that's right. I know that's right. don't have me running up on nothing. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
that I ain't prepared for. I get it. I get it 100%.
Yeah.
But that is a tough one. And so that's why I wanted to pose that to this group, because I'm telling you, we get the same reaction.
Yeah.
It's a head scratcher because there are some folk who are like, I cannot tell my spouse that. I just can't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because what will transpire afterward, I might as well go on and just do what I need to do.
Yeah.
It's going to be the same effect.
Don't come over here. Lay down.
Lay down, Zoe. Lay down right there. So that's why I wanted to pose that to you, because I don't know that you and I have actually talked about that.
What?
I don't think that we've talked about what your reaction
would be. What I thought you meant like it happened and we
No, it didn't happen. It didn't happen.
What?
Oh yeah, hold on. Actually, let's be clear about something. Let me just clear something up right now.
This is just a scenario.
This is not real life. Like, I did not come home and tell her that I was attracted to someone else. But I want to create a space in this home where I could do that if I needed to. And that's typically where we take people to, because that's not you can't walk away from that seminar with a definitive yes or no answer to that question. The goal, however, is to be intentional about creating a space where you could have that conversation and knives would not get thrown and punches would not get thrown and folk would not fly out of windows and all of that nonsense that takes place. That's really my goal. Now,
not that I'm that type of person. I'm not.
No, but she got a little bit of that in her though. And everybody does. Everyone does. No one knows if they're pushed to the limit what they would do, right? I'm married to a Jamaican woman. She's little, what's the word? A little spicy, a little feisty at times, you know what I'm saying? Got a little attitude. You just don't know. If I hit her at the wrong time, she got a pot in her hand, or she got, you know what I'm saying? Just anything could go down, right? So I want to create a space where I could have that conversation and that not go down, right? So that's what That's where we're at. Talking about everything versus anything is a tricky subject. It is.
Mm-hmm.
It is.
Yeah.
It is. And so I think that's what it boils down to. I think it boils down to creating that space.
Yeah.
Where you can have those conversations and as adults, right? I think this is what we have to do as adults. We really have to be. We have to check ourselves, right?
Okay.
And what I mean by that is we have to be able to think clearly about the difference between someone being attractive and you being attracted to someone, right? Because like I said in the beginning, there are people, we know couples who have these conversations and they get way out of hand because one person said, oh, that person is fine. Mm-hmm. To use the word Cara used, right? They're not trying to leave you for that person at all. Yeah. They just recognize the fact that there's something about that person.
Again, I just, I think it goes back to what are you saying to your spouse? How are you, what are you saying to your spouse? Does your spouse know that, how do I say it? Do I know that you think I'm attractive? Have you told me that enough?
Right.
Do you tell me that all of the time?
That's key.
Yeah, it's key.
That's key. You're
if
right.
I never hear that, and you come home and tell me that someone else looks attractive, that's a problem.
You're right. That's where it would be a problem.
That's a huge problem.
So is there anyone that you find attractive?
Yeah.
Who?
I'm kidding.
No, you're not kidding.
I'm kidding. Seriously, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Right, man, I'm trying to tell you.
I'm kidding.
Okay, but I just want to put you on the spot, see if you're going to say somebody. So that's what I was thinking, right? I didn't have a whole lot I wanted to talk about, but that was kind of on my mind. I know that we might have had some guests tonight. I weren't sure if they were going to come or not, and we were going to pose that question to them. But what you said is key. Mm-hmm. So that tags on to the back of what I was saying about knowing the difference between someone who is attractive. If I'm saying, hey, so-and-so is attractive, or I am attracted to so-and-so, right? Yeah. Me, I can't come to you and tell you that someone is attractive if I'm not telling you how attractive you are.
Right.
I get it.
Yeah.
I get it. So there has to be that level of balance that allows you to create. It's not about just creating the space. It's about having a level of balance in that space as well. Yeah. Yeah. So that conversation can go off, hopefully for good. Mm-hmm. All right. I'm cool with that. Mm-hmm. To be clear, I'm not attracted to anybody at my job, nor have I even been at my job since February. So whatever. You know what's funny though? Speaking of my job, I do believe that spouses have to have a certain level of confidence. That's not really the word I was looking for, but I'll use that word. Confidence. Like I have to have a certain level of confidence in you. Mm-hmm. When you go to the job, I'm not a dummy, right? There's attractive men all over the job. Mm-hmm. I also have to be intentional about building you up so that a scenario like what I said doesn't even have the chance of happening. Right. Yeah. Right? Yeah. Yeah. So if I'm building you up, 9 times out of 10, I'm going to be what's on your mind. Right. So you're not going to have a lot of time to entertain, even if you're working alongside this attractive guy. Mm-hmm. You got this other attractive guy that's always in your ear, or that's always texting you, or that's always calling to check on you. And so you don't really have a lot of time to entertain or walk that path that would take you from this guy being attractive to you being attracted to this guy. That's good. Right?
It goes both ways.
It goes both ways. Yeah. I pray all is well with you both. Thank you so much. South Carolina in the house. South Carolina, where were we? Where did we go? Isn't it in South Carolina where we were?
Hilton Head?
Hilton Head. Oh, one of my favorite places of all time. Hilton Head, South Carolina. Love it. Yes, and so why I was saying that is because the company that I work for is easily, there are 6 buildings on the campus of the company that I work for. And the ratio is easily 4-to-1. And I might be downplaying.
4-to-1.
4 women to 1 man.
Okay.
And I might be downplaying. It might be more than that. It might be as much as 6-to-1.
Mm-hmm.
So there's women everywhere. And when we leave the house, let's be real. We leave the house. No one leaves the house saying that I don't want to look good when I get to work. Don't nobody leave the house like that. People they try to put on what they have. They try to make sure they're tight. Beard is tight. Hair is tight. Got on your earrings, match your whatever, and shoes match your whatever. Like nobody, we think about that. We do. Right? Not necessarily to impress other people per se.
That's what my was about.
Well, for some people it is. Some people are going looking for something. Mm-hmm. But I think we all do it for one reason or another. And so what I'm getting at with that is we have to be in each other's ear.
Yeah.
And we have to always be like, when you leave the house, man, you look right. Mm-hmm. I need you to come straight home. Just to be in each other's ear, and so that it doesn't go to that. Hilton Head is nice. My in-laws were there recently. Yeah, that I won't go into it, but I had a nice time, man. A nice peaceful time when we were in Hilton Head. Good stuff. So that's all I want to talk about. Just wanted to put that out there. We're big on having conversations. So I think we're at a point, and correct me if I'm wrong, but I think we're at a point, we're 20 years in, I think we're at a point where we can have any kind of conversation.
Yeah.
I think we're at that point. And it takes some practice. Mm-hmm. Don't think for a second that you can just blurt out something if you're not at that point in your life. You know what I mean? Don't do it. Don't have us getting you in trouble. You know what I mean? But be intentional about creating that space over time so that you can get to that place.
Yeah.
All right. So that's all we want to talk about. I'm going to say it one more time for those who might have missed it in the beginning. January 30th, 2021. We need you to be a part of this forum. Now, what I did not say in the beginning is that it is free. Mm-hmm. Hope you caught that. Initially, we wanted to put a price on this, and we just felt impressed that, you know what? Nope. We're going to do it for free. So, denali.org/between the sheets, we're going to do a deep dive. We got some great guests that are going to be there that are going to share with us. And we will announce those guests next week. But make sure, if you have not already registered for this, and share it with another couple. Share it with 5 other couples. Because it's a free forum. You're going to get some good tips and tools. We're going to have some good conversation. You're going to get some good resources. We're going to have fun, and we're going to learn and grow together in our relationship. So make sure that you are a part of that. Mm-hmm. And then make sure you're following us on social media. If you're not, denali.org. Elizanne said, looking forward to it. Thank you. We're looking forward to having you as well. Eob said, looking forward to it. It's going to be great. I'm telling you. It's going to be great. Mm-hmm. Elizanne, you were at the August one, I believe. And so you can, if you want to hit her up and see how the August one was, she can give you a review on how the August one was. And I dare say this one will be even better. All right. So that's it. That's our Thursday night convo. Thursday night conversation about all things relationships. We'll be back next Thursday. We hope you have a great week. Make sure that you are tuning in to, let me throw this up because we got a great episode that's airing tomorrow. So let me just throw this up. If you are not subscribed to this podcast, you have to subscribe to this podcast.
Really great guests. Great information.
The guests it's crazy, right? There is a new episode airing tomorrow. Look for that. It should be available by 6 a.m. And every Tuesday, short tips for a long marriage. Let me do one more plug, and I promise I'm going to let you go. One more plug. This t-shirt I have on, 2020 Before Hindsight. I need you to go to denali.org/shop, and I need you to buy one of these t-shirts. I'm asking you, please, as my guests, to please go and do that.
Mm-hmm.
2020 Before Hindsight. It is a line from the book that I wrote behind me, Overcoming the Man Laws. For the man who wants to be his best despite what he was taught. That is a line from that book. So go ahead and grab yourself a t-shirt. Matter of fact, you'll see some other great t-shirts there that you'll like as well.
Yeah,
so it
check
doesn't
out
have
all
to
of
be
the
this
merch.
one, but check out all of the t-shirts at denali.org/shop. All right, that's it. Talk to your spouse, create an atmosphere, have a conversation. We will see you next week.
Well, maybe.
Oh, next week is Thanksgiving.
Everybody enjoy your holiday. If we don't see you.
That's true. I'm not sure if we'll see you next week. Next week is Thanksgiving. So we'll let you know.
Have a great holiday. You'll hear from us in the week.
All right. Peace out, folks.
Bye, everybody.
Let me just look at all the comments. See, Elizanne said it was great. Thank you, Elizanne. We appreciate you. Good stuff. All right. What am I doing here? I'm supposed to be saying good night or something, right?
End broadcast, babe. It's at the top.
I know, but this thing is not working. Why is it not working? See you later.